Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Good morning, parents. I wanted to jump on real quick and answer a few questions that some of y'all had. And the question I had is, how do I tell if my child needs a tutor? Now, if y'all are new to me, my name is Rachel. I am a tutor and academic mentor. I've tutored for over 10 years. And now that I have tutored for so long, I've realized a few things. And I realized that not every teen or student needs a tutor. So if your child is struggling in school, or if you have a child that is struggling or wants to do better in school or wants to learn more and do better, they don't always need a private tutor. A lot of times we go to our teachers and say, my kid's struggling in this class. What can I do to help my kid do better in this class? And teachers will go to you and say, well, get a tutor, because that's the easy fix, right? It's just go out, get a tutor, problem solved. But there's a couple problems. As an academic mentor, I have several problems with this. Number one is tutoring is really, really expensive, right? So I've been a tutor for over 10 years, and I can tell you tutoring is expensive for parents, especially when you need to hire a tutor 3 and 4 and 5 months at a time in order to help your child learn in that class. Number two is that our teens and our students don't always need a tutor to help them help them start doing better in school. So let me rephrase that. Number two, your teen or your student may not need a tutor in school. So I would say about 9 times out of 10, students don't actually need a tutor in school. But what is that 1 time out of 10? How do I know if my child is the child that actually needs help in school, needs that tutoring help in school? And here's what I would say to you is, 9 times out of 10, the reason a student is struggling in school is because they do not have academic skills to do well in school. And so what does that mean? That means that you don't actually need to get a tutor for your child because they need to learn the skills to do well in school. So a tutor, yes, a tutor will help them do better in school, but here's the problem. If a tutor helps them this year, let's say they're a freshman. If a tutor helps them in their freshman year, when they go on to their sophomore year, they're still going to struggle because they don't have those academic skills. So here's how to tell if your child does not need a tutor. And here's the thing that might seem a little bit ironic is if your child is struggling across the board in several different subjects, maybe if they're taking 7 classes, are they struggling in 3, 4, or 5 classes? If they're struggling in 3 or more classes, chances are they're actually not, they don't need a tutor. They actually need academic skills to do well in school. I know you may be thinking, wow, they actually, if they're struggling in more classes, then they don't need a tutor. That's right. They actually don't need a tutor because they need to know these study skills to do well in all the classes across the board. So the first thing you need to do is teach your child or your student these study skills. So how do I know if my child actually needs a tutor? Here's how you know. If your child is doing really, really good across the board, across all of their classes, let's say if they're taking 7 classes, they've got all A's in almost all of their classes, except that one dreaded class. And if you know your child, then you know exactly which class this is, right? So let's say, here's what I see all the time is I have a student that maybe they are so amazing English writers. They could just write entire books, that their English is so good. Their writing ability is so good. But when they go to math class, that one class is just the one thing that they struggle with, the one thing that they just have a real hard time with. And so if they are just struggling really, really hard in one class, then that means that that one area might be where they struggle in. That means if they only have one area of struggle, they might need a math tutor. If they're getting A's in all of their other classes, then they have the study skills for all of the classes across the board. If they just have one class that they're struggling with, then maybe they just need a tutor for that one class. I'm actually the opposite spectrum. Earlier I gave the example, if a student is really good at writing but struggling in math, get a math tutor. For me personally, I was really good at math, but I really struggled with writing and with English. If I had to do a paper, it would take me 5 and 6 hours to write one single page. It was disastrous. By the way, P.S., if you have a child that is taking 5 and 6 hours to write a single page, that's not good. That is a kid after my own heart, but that's not good. We've got to help find them the right help so that we can help them not spend that time and do better in school. So that is how you find out whether or not your child actually needs a tutor. If they're only struggling in one class, then yeah, you can go and get them the tutor to help sit down with them one-on-one for that one class, teach them kind of the areas that they struggle with the most, whether for your child, whether that's English, whether that's math, whether that's sciences, whether that's history, whatever it is for your child. If it's just that one class, a tutor can help with that. Now, if you're thinking my child is struggling across the board, there, 5 classes that they're not doing well in, and should I go out and get a tutor? Here's the thing. If you have money to just throw at a tutor, go for it. Why not if you got that money? Most parents I know don't have just that extra cash lying around that they can just throw thousands at a tutor. Here's the thing. A tutor will help your child. However, it won't solve the problem, the underlying problem that is that your child or your teen does not have those study skills. First and foremost, we have got to teach your child these skills, these study skills, these academic skills, because number one, they need the skills right now to do better right now in class. They need the skills for next year to do better next year in class. They need these academic skills when they go off to college. They won't have any help from mommy and daddy when we send them off to college. What are they going to do when they have to go and do their first job outside of college? Do they have the skills for learning on-job training, on-site training, right? So there's learning throughout their entire lives, and we've got to equip them right now to have those skills, to do well for right now and for their future. So if you are looking for a resource to help you with your child learn these academic skills, right now you can join our parent support community. We are opening up a membership for first 100 parents. You can click the link at the side and go sign up, or click the button below to go sign up today. I hope that you will join us in our membership. I cannot wait for you to join us. If you have any questions or comments, always leave them right here. I address them immediately so that I can best support you. I hope you all have a fantastic day today. Take care. Bye, y'all.